Thank you, Norma. I first want to, again, thank Jamie Wilson for making this possible. Nothing in life is free, and you really need to shake his hand and tell him thank you, because he is the one who has provided the food and much of the financial assistance. I also want to thank Nora May. Yes, a big round. I also want to thank Nora May for her organizational work. She is really the one who, I think, did the majority of the work in getting invitations out to all of you and organizing this event. But if you ask me who's the real mover and shaker on this whole venture, it's Woody Anderson. And I think most of you here probably know him personally, so I'd like to give a big round of applause for Woody and for Nora May. I have a very keen interest in stem cells, primarily because while I was a full-time associate professor at UCLA, I had several of my residents who said, let's see what we can do with stem cells in the field of plastic reconstructive surgery. To make a long story short, 2 of my residents are now pretty much full-time doing work in stem cell therapy. One of them is a president and CEO of a stem cell company, has gone the corporate route. The other is a associate professor at Stanford. And I think both of them have far outpaced me in success in this field. My primary interest in stem cells is how it relates to what I do for a living. How many of you can see the slide well from where you're at? Can you see okay? Okay. If you can't, please raise your hand during it. We can refocus things or try to dim the lights. The first title under my name is what I do for a living. That's my day job. The rest of the titles there are all what I do as a hobby. And like a boat, they're all things that you love and you sink money into. I am the medical director for Health Metrics, which you'll find more about this evening as you get acquainted with all of us. I am the principal investigator for a company based in Korea that is interested in stem cell therapy. I helped start a stem cell surgery center that allows us to use stem cells in the operating room as part of surgery. That's primarily for cosmetic applications, which is a lot of what I do for a living. I also helped start a company that uses stem cells for tissue engineering. And when you say tissue engineering, this involves putting several different concepts together. And I think we're a long ways from actually making something that has any clinical applications right now, but it's an exciting area to be involved with. With that in mind, I do want to make it very clear, for financial reasons, I have no financial involvement or remuneration for this lecture. I'm not a stockholder in Health Metrics or RNL Bio. My primary reason for being here is I was invited to be a speaker. And I'm here for the same reason you are, because I'm very interested in stem cells. With that in mind, this first cell on the picture on your left, to me, is one of the most beautiful electron microscopy, or I should say photomicroscopy pictures I've ever seen. That is a picture of stem cells that have been labeled with an antibody that fluoresces when exposed to ultraviolet light. And from this point on in the talk, if you see a pretty picture that has fluorescence, that usually means that that's a stem cell that's been labeled, and that's how we identify it as being a stem cell. I'm going to briefly talk about what a stem cell is, the types of stem cells, how stem cells are transformed into other cells. And then for those of you who want a racy presentation, I have a real racy presentation for you called Stem Cells Gone Wild. I'm also going to talk about stem cell research, clinical applications of stem cells, and then I'm going to talk about stem cell snake oil and the pitfalls and frauds involved with stem cells.